My sister decided that my annual New Year's Eve party, the one I host for over 100 people, was the perfect place for her surprise proposal. Her grand plan? To steal the spotlight right at the stroke of midnight, hijacking what was, for me, the most important moment of the night. I was left with an impossible choice. Let her walk all over me and steamroll the countdown for everyone I'd invited, or start the brand new year by publicly confronting my own sister in front of all of them. If you love stories where people finally get their justice, you've found the right channel. Welcome to Nightfall Narrative, and make sure you subscribe because you are not going to want to miss this one. For as long as I can remember, I've been the planner, the host, the one who brings everyone together. My parents are lovely, but they aren't exactly social butterflies. They prefer quiet nights in, and my sister, Clara, prefers to be the center of attention at events that other people organize. And I've always been the one to organize them. Birthdays, summer barbecues, holiday get-togethers. If it involves a group and coordinating schedules, you can bet I'm behind it. My signature event, though, is my New Year's Eve party. It started small, just a few friends in my tiny post-college apartment. But every year it grew, it became a tradition. People would start asking me in September, "So, what's the plan for New Year's?" It was the one night of the year that felt completely mine. By the time this story takes place, the party had evolved into a massive deal. We're talking over 100 guests, professional catering for the food so I could actually enjoy myself, a DJ I booked 6 months out, and cases of good champagne for the midnight toast. It was my party masterpiece, the peak of my year-long desire to give my friends and loved ones a spectacular way to ring in the new year. I genuinely loved doing it. The stress, the planning, the expense, it was all worth it to see that room full of happy people. Now, to really get this conflict, you need to understand my sister, Clara. She's 2 years older, and in our family's universe, she is the sun. I, like everyone else, was just a planet expected to orbit her. She is the textbook golden child. Growing up, our achievements were measured on totally different scales. I graduated from high school with honors and got a firm handshake from my dad and a "we're proud of you." When Clara graduated 2 years earlier with a C average, my parents co-signed a loan for a brand new convertible. When I saved up and bought my first car, a sensible used sedan, they called me responsible. A year later, when Clara maxed out 3 credit cards, they quietly paid them off for her, just to give her a fresh start. This pattern bled right into adulthood. My parents' financial support for her was this constant, simmering current in our family. It wasn't just big bailouts. It was a slow, steady drip of entitlement they enabled. They paid her car insurance, her phone bill, and when her apartment wasn't inspiring enough, they subsidized her move to a trendy, overpriced loft. Meanwhile, I was budgeting meticulously, working extra hours, and priding myself on my independence. But in my family's eyes, Clara's dependence was framed as her being a free spirit who couldn't be burdened with bills. My independence was just expected. It wasn't special. It was just my role. Her boyfriend, Mark, was a genuinely nice guy. Stable, kind, and head over heels for her. We all liked Mark. The running joke was that he was the best thing to ever happen to Clara, the anchor that might finally bring her down to earth. For about a year, whispers of an engagement had been getting louder. Everyone was excited. I was excited for them. I truly was. I wanted my sister to be happy with a good man. I just never imagined her happiness would have to come at the direct expense of mine. So for this New Year's Eve, the planning was more intense than ever. I'd found a fantastic caterer for appetizers, worked with the DJ on the perfect playlist, and sent out gorgeous digital invitations 2 months early. The theme was midnight glamour, and I told everyone to dress up. I spent a small fortune on decorations, fairy lights, balloons, you name it. I wanted the night to feel magical. This wasn't just another party. This was the asterisk party. It was the one thing I did all year that was unapologetically for me. Clara, of course, was invited. She'd RSVP'd with a simple, obviously, and I didn't think anything of it. I was too busy planning my perfect countdown. The discovery happened exactly 1 week before the party, on Christmas Eve. Our family always gathers at my parents' house for dinner. It's usually pretty calm. That night, I was feeling great. Party plans were locked in, I had a vacation booked for January, and I was looking forward to a relaxing evening. After dinner, I was chatting with my dad when I got up. For a glass of water. My parents' house is open plan, so the kitchen is just off the living room. As I got closer, I heard my mom and Clara talking in hushed, excited tones. I paused, not wanting to interrupt, but then I caught a few words that made my blood run cold. "And the DJ can just hand Mark the microphone," Clara was saying, her voice giddy. "Everyone will already be there, the decorations will be perfect, and you know she always gets that really good champagne. It saves us so much money and planning." My mom replied, her voice dripping with adoration. "Oh, honey, that's just brilliant. It's so romantic and so efficient. To start the new year with a proposal, the whole family will get to see it." I stood there, frozen in the archway, completely out of sight. My mind was racing, trying to process the sheer audacity. It wasn't a question. It wasn't a "do you think she would mind?" It was a plot, a fully formed plan to hijack my event, my party, my countdown, my champagne that I paid for. It was all just a convenient, pre-packaged backdrop for her big moment. The line about saving them money was what really sent a shockwave of anger through me. This wasn't just about stealing the spotlight. It was about using me, my work, and my money as a cost-saving measure. I felt a hot flush of betrayal. All those years of being the responsible one, the planner, the one who never asked for anything, it all came crashing down in this one moment of profound disrespect. They hadn't even considered me. In their eyes, I wasn't the host. I was the unpaid event staff. I backed away silently, my heart pounding. I went back to the living room and sat down, the festive decorations suddenly feeling like a cruel joke. My mind was a blur. For years, I had swallowed the unfairness and accepted my role as the reliable background character. But this felt different. This was a declaration of war on the one thing that was unequivocally mine. And as I sat there, fuming, I knew I had to do something. The question was, what? My first move was to wait until the end of the night. I didn't want to blow up Christmas Eve as much as I felt a blow-up was deserved. As Clara was getting her coat, I pulled her aside, keeping my voice as low and steady as I could. "Clara, can I talk to you for a second?" She turned, a bright, oblivious smile on her face. "Sure, what's up?" I overheard you and Mom in the kitchen," I started, trying to give her an out. "You can't propose at my New Year's party." Her smile didn't just fade, it morphed into a look of complete, baffled indignation. It was the face of someone who had never been told no and couldn't process the sound. "What?" She laughed, like I'd just told a weird joke. "What are you talking about? Of course we can." "No, Clara, you can't. A proposal at midnight is a huge moment, and etiquette says you don't do that at someone else's party without clearing it first. The night is for everyone to celebrate the new year, not to become your engagement party. Why are you being so selfish? She snapped, her voice instantly rising. This is a huge moment for me, asterisk. Don't you want me to be happy? It doesn't take away from your party, it makes it asterisk better asterisk. It gives it a real purpose. Her words were a slap in the face. A real purpose? As if 100 people celebrating wasn't purpose enough. As if my months of planning were meaningless until she graced it with her life milestone. It was a perfect, textbook example of her golden child entitlement. She genuinely believed her plans were a gift to me. I held my ground. My party already has a purpose. Ringing in the new year. Propose the day before, or the day after, or literally any of the other 364 days of the year. But not at midnight at my party. She just stared at me, her jaw tight. You're being ridiculous. I can't believe you're trying to make this about you. And with that, she stormed out, slamming the door. The next day, the real pressure campaign began. My mother called. I heard you upset your sister, she started, no preamble. I calmly explained my position. It was my party, my one big event, and a proposal at midnight would completely overshadow it. Her response was exactly what I dreaded. You need to learn to be the bigger person, she said, her voice dripping with disappointment. This is a beautiful moment for the family. Why would you stand in the way? Don't be so selfish. After everything we do for your sister, you could at least give her this. The implication was clear. Supporting Clara was a family duty, and my feelings were an inconvenient roadblock. My father was next. He was less emotional, more demanding, telling me I was creating unnecessary drama and was going to embarrass the family. He said, just let her have the moment. It's not a big deal. That's when I realized I was completely on my own. My family wasn't just siding with Clara, they were actively trying to steamroll me for her. So, I took a modern approach, the family group chat. I wrote a clear, concise message. Hi everyone, so excited to host you for NYE. Just a quick logistical note. I'm making the midnight countdown and toast the centerpiece of the evening. To keep the focus on us all ringing in the new year together, I'm asking that there be no other major personal events like proposals during the party. Can't wait to celebrate with you all. The fallout was instant. My phone vibrated off the hook. Aunts, uncles, cousins, a digital mob descended. Some were passive-aggressive. What in? Interesting rule, can't imagine who that's for. Others were direct. You're really going to forbid your own sister from getting engaged? Clara is heartbroken. I hope you're happy. Clara played the victim perfectly. She sent a message to the group. I'm so sorry, everyone, that my happiness is an inconvenience. I guess I'll just have to put my life on hold. I don't want to ruin anyone's centerpiece. The manipulative genius of it was stunning. I started taking screenshots of everything. Every guilt-tripping text, every dismissive message, every meddling aunt. I was building my proof I'm not crazy folder. My last-ditch effort was to call Mark, hoping his decency would win out. Mark, I said, I am so happy for you too, but you have to see this is going to blow up. If you propose at midnight, it's going to start your engagement with a massive family war. Please just pick another time. He sighed, sounding genuinely torn. Look, I hear you, I really do, but, you know Clara, she has her heart set on this vision. I just want to make her happy, and this is what she wants. He was trapped. He knew it was a bad idea, but chose to enable her rather than prevent a catastrophe. That week was one of the most stressful of my life. Clara was giving me the silent treatment, but clearly hadn't changed her plan. She posted on Instagram about finding the perfect white dress for a magical night. My parents were cold and distant. I was filled with dread. A part of me wanted to cancel the whole thing. But then I thought about the 100 other guests, the friends flying in, the money spent, and the principle of it all. Why should I cancel my joy because she couldn't stand not being the center of the universe for one night? The party was on. But I still had no idea what I was going to do when the clock started ticking down to midnight. Before we get to the wild conclusion, if you're enjoying this story, show your support for Nightfall narrative by hitting the like button and subscribing for more. The night of the party arrived. As guests started to file in, my apartment came alive. The music, the clinking glasses, the happy chatter, it was everything I'd envisioned. For brief moments, I almost forgot the drama hanging over my head. My friends were raving about the food and decorations, telling me it was the best party yet. I was playing the gracious host, smiling and laughing, but underneath I was a bundle of nerves, my eyes darting toward the door. Then, around 10 p.m., they arrived, Clara and Mark. Clara was, in fact, wearing a stunning, floor-length white dress. It wasn't a party dress, it was a statement, an engagement dress. She glided into the room like she was the guest of honor, a chilly smile on her face. She gave me a frosty hello and scanned the room, my decorations, my guests, my DJ, as if it were all for her. I tried to keep my distance and enjoy my own party, but it was impossible. I was on high alert. I tracked her movements all night. I saw her whispering with our mom, who then had a quiet word with the DJ. I saw her positioning herself and Mark near the center of the living room, the natural stage for the countdown. She was maneuvering them into place, ensuring all eyes would be on them. With 30 minutes to midnight, my best friend Sarah found me. "You're white as a sheet," she said. "What is going on?" The dam broke. In a quiet corner, I told her everything. Her jaw dropped. "Are you kidding me? After all this work?" "No, absolutely not." "I don't know what to do, Sarah," I whispered. "If I let it happen, I'll resent her forever. If I stop it, I'll start a war." She grabbed my arm. "This is your party, your night. Don't you let her take it from you." Her words were the steel I needed for my spine. The final 10 minutes were a blur. The DJ started gathering everyone's attention for the toast. The energy in the room became electric. I saw Clara give Mark a small, knowing nod. I saw him subtly shift his stance and slide his hand into his jacket pocket. This was it. The DJ put on the countdown music, his voice booming. "Get ready, everyone, here we go." The crowd roared, 10, 9, 8. My heart was a drum against my ribs. I saw it all playing out. The clock hits 0, the cheers, and then Mark is on one knee, and the spotlight, my spotlight, is gone. The new year would begin with me being a footnote at my own event. 765. I looked at Clara. Her face was alight with smug, triumphant glee. She was looking at Mark, ready for her moment. She was going to win, and in that split second I decided, no, she is not. 4-3. I moved, I didn't think, I just acted. I shoved past 2 people and lunged for the DJ's platform. He looked at me, startled. 2. I grabbed the microphone from its stand. 1. The room erupted. Happy New Year. But instead of the DJ's voice, it was my voice that cut through the noise, sharp and loud. "Happy New Year, everyone," I yelled. After a beat of cheers, I continued, my voice dripping with a fake sweetness that felt like acid. And let's all give a huge round of applause for My Sister Clara and her boyfriend Mark. A confused but enthusiastic cheer went through the crowd. I wasn't done. They were about to announce their engagement, and I just wanted to make sure everyone knew that they thought My Party, the exact stroke of midnight, was the perfect time to make the night all about them. A silence. A dead, echoing silence fell over 100 people. The music cut out. The cheering stopped. Every single guest turned to stare, first at me with the microphone in my white-knuckled hand, and then at Clara and Mark, frozen in the middle of the room. Mark's hand was still in his pocket. Clara's face went from triumphant joy to utter shock, then to pale, quivering disbelief, and finally settled on a mask of pure rage. She stared at me, her mouth opening and closing like a fish. Then she shrieked my name. "What did you do?" The new year was less than 30 seconds old, and the war had begun. The magical atmosphere I had spent months building vanished instantly, replaced by a thick, suffocating blanket of tension. My words hung in the air, catastrophic and undeniable. For a few long seconds, nobody moved. Then Clara unfroze. "You ruined it," she hissed, pushing people out of her way as she walked towards me. "You ruined everything." My dad and mom rushed forward, not to me, but to her, flanking her like bodyguards. "Clara, honey, it's okay," my mom cooed. My dad turned his fury on me. "What is wrong with you?" he seethed. "To embarrass your sister, to embarrass this entire family in front of all these people." Clara was now openly sobbing, loud, dramatic sobs meant for an audience. "She's just jealous," she screamed at me. "She's always been jealous. She couldn't stand to see me have one perfect moment." Mark just stood there, shell-shocked. He'd finally taken his hand out of his pocket. The little velvet box stayed hidden. He looked at me, then at Clara, then at the floor, a man completely adrift in a mess he helped create. The party was over. There was no recovering from this. Guests started murmuring excuses and slipping out. A few of my close friends came up to me. Sarah gave me a fierce hug. "That was insane," she whispered, "but I'm proud of you." Another friend squeezed my arm and said, "She had it coming. Don't let them make you feel bad." But most people, especially family friends, just gave me wide-eyed, pitying looks as they scurried away, not wanting to get caught in the shrapnel. Within 15 minutes, my parents, Clara and Mark, were gone in a storm of accusations and slammed doors. Clara got one last shot in, screaming from the hallway that I was a sad, pathetic monster, and she would never, ever forgive me. And then silence. I was left standing in the wreckage of my own party. The DJ was quietly packing up, avoiding my gaze. The caterers cleared away mountains of untouched food. My beautiful apartment, so full of joy an hour earlier, felt like a tomb. I had won, I suppose. I had stopped her. But as I stood there, completely alone, it certainly didn't feel like a victory. New Year's Day was hell. My phone blew up, missed calls from my parents. My mom left tearful voicemails begging me to fix this and apologize. My dad left one curt message telling me I was a disappointment who had disgraced their name. Then came the texts from extended family, all variations on a theme. I was cruel, selfish, and jealous. Clara sent the most vitriolic, novel-length text of all, ending with, "You are dead to me." I didn't reply to any of them. Instead, I went to my proof folder. I opened the family group chat, which was still a dumpster fire of Clara's supporters, and I methodically uploaded every single screenshot. My mom's texts, my dad's texts. Clara's Instagram post. My polite, ignored request from a week prior. I added no commentary. I just laid out the evidence, the anatomy of the takeover attempt, and then I muted the chat. I blocked Clara's number. I silenced my parents' calls. It was a quiet, digital severing of ties. The weeks that followed were strange. My parents eventually stopped calling and started sending awkward emails trying to broker a peace treaty that always involved me apologizing first. I ignored them. I needed space. The most shocking update came about a month later from Sarah. Mark and Clara had broken up. According to a mutual friend, the disastrous party was the catalyst. It wasn't my public takedown that did it, but Clara's reaction in the days after. Mark had apparently wanted to propose quietly, just the two of them, a few days later. But Clara refused. She was obsessed with the public humiliation, consumed with how I had made her look. Mark, a decent guy, finally saw the bottomless entitlement and the complete lack of self-awareness. He told their friend he realized she wasn't upset that she wasn't engaged to him. She was upset that she hadn't gotten her show. He ended it. Hearing that was vindicating. It wasn't that I was happy they broke up, but it confirmed what I knew. The proposal was never about her love for Mark. It was about the audience. My relationship with my parents is still fractured. After a few cousins saw the screenshot evidence, they actually called me to apologize, admitting they hadn't understood the full picture. My parents still think my methods were too harsh, but they no longer see Clara as the blameless victim. They've started to see the pattern of entitlement they helped create. We speak occasionally, but the old warmth isn't there. As for Clara, we haven't spoken a single word since that night. From what I hear, she tells people a wildly fabricated version of the story where I'm a jealous villain. Some people believe her. I've learned to be okay with that. I lost a sister that night, or maybe just the illusion of one, but I also gained something. I started the new year by drawing a line in the sand. I learned that being the bigger person doesn't mean letting people walk all over you. Sometimes it means respecting yourself enough to stop them. It was a messy, painful lesson, but one I needed to learn. My parties are smaller now, more intimate, filled only with people who are there to celebrate with me, and my New Year's countdowns are mine again. So that's the story. It begs the question I've asked myself 1,000 times. Was I wrong to protect my party and publicly call her out the way I did? Or should I have just stood by and let my sister have her moment, even at my expense? Let me know what you would have done in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story about finally pushing back against entitlement, make sure you subscribe to Nightfall Narrative for more.